This video is the decimal operations video for Math 6. It will cover adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing with decimals. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first problem says for us to add. So the big thing we have to remember here is when we are adding with decimals, we need to make sure our decimals line up. So I'm going to line up my decimals here. And we see that there's this empty space right here. That's when we go ahead and add in a placeholder, which is just a 0 there. So we have the same amount of digits behind our decimal. So now we're just going to add like normal, regroup if we have to, and we drop down this decimal place. And we get the answer 20 and 709 thousandths. Go ahead on to our second one. Again, same thing, add here. For this one, we're lucky enough that our decimals actually already end up lining up, so we don't have to worry about adding any placeholders or anything like that. We add like normal. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, so we have to regroup, drop down your decimal. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus that 1 is 5, and then 4 plus 4 is 8. So here we get 85 and 38 hundredths. Our next couple problems are going to be subtraction problems. So similarly to adding decimals, we need to line up our decimals when we are subtracting. So adding and subtracting of decimals, we line them up. So our 85 and 8/10 goes on top. Here we've got 2 and 354 thousandths. And there's a couple spaces, so I'm going to add in my 2 placeholders here. Now there's going to be a decent amount of borrowing on this problem. So we can't do 0 minus 4, we go next door. Nothing to borrow there, so that 8 becomes a 7, and this becomes a 10. Now that doesn't help us here, so we have to borrow again, make that a 9, and this one a 10. So we've got 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 5 is 4, 7 minus 3 is 4. Drop down your decimal. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then 8 minus that 0 here is just 8. So we get 83 and 446 thousandths. Okay, our second problem, again, we are lining up our decimals since we are subtracting. We've got 26 and 782 thousandths minus 14 and 96 hundredths. There's a space there, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a placeholder here. 2 minus 0 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. We can't do 7 minus 9, so this 6 becomes a 5, and that 7 becomes a 17. So 17 minus 9 gives us 8. We want to drop down our decimal. 5 minus 4 is 1, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So our answer here is 11 and 822 thousandths. Okay, now it's on to multiplication. So multiplying, we don't line up our decimal points here. We're lining up the actual digits. So we're going to put our longer number on top. And that does not necessarily mean my longer number is my larger number. We just want to have the number with the most digits on top here. So this problem is going to look like 7.6 multiplied by 5. We line up our digits, not decimals. And now we multiply like normal. So 5 times 6 is 30. Regroup with that 3. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 3 more, which is 38. And what we have to remember with decimal placement here is we're looking at how many total numbers are behind decimals in our original problem. So there's only one number that's behind a decimal. So we move our decimal place once to the left. So our answer here is 38. Okay, our second problem, both of these numbers have decimals. So we're lining up our digits, 4 and 16 hundredths times 7 tenths. Remember, our decimals do not line up here, just our digits. And we're going to multiply like normal. So 7 times 6 is 42. Regroup with your 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Regroup with that 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. Now, if we had an actual number here, we would add a placeholder and then do our multiplication. If we do that here, multiplying by 0 just gives us a line of zeros, so it doesn't really add anything there. But remember, if you're multiplying with 2 digits on our second number, you need to make sure you're adding in 0 placeholders. Now, again, we have to decide where to put our decimals. We need to look at our original problem. My first number has 2 numbers that are behind the decimal. My second number has 1. So that's a total of 3. So we have to move our decimal place 3 times to the left. Once, twice, 3 times. So we get 2 and 912 thousandths as our final answer. Now we've got some division problems. So again, there's no real lining up of decimals here. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in and set up a division problem. So this second number in this expression goes on the outside of our division sign, which is called the divisor. This first number here is called our dividend. What we have to look for is if our whole number is, or our outside number is a whole number. So is our divisor a whole number? So in this problem, 5 is a whole number. We don't have to worry about it. So we don't have to move our decimal anywhere. So we're going to move that straight up into our quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. And now since we've got that decimal placed in our answer, we don't have to worry about it anymore. So now we're just ignoring it. It doesn't exist. And we're going to do regular long division. So 5 goes into 8 one time. We have 3 left over. Drop down our 4. 5 can go into 34 6 times, and that gives us 30. So here we've got a remainder, which we don't want to have a remainder, so we have to add a 0 to our dividend, our inside number, so we can continue our division. 5 can go into 48 times, so our answer is 1 and 68 hundredths for that one there. Our second one is already popped up. We've got 3 hundredths on the outside of my division sign, 1.8 or 1 and 8 tenths in the inside. So our divisor is this 3 hundredths. Now, like I said earlier on this other problem, we have to make sure our divisor is a whole number. So because this has a decimal in it, we need to swoop our decimal to the right, move it to the right until our divisor is a whole number. So here we'd only have to move it 1, 2 times. So we have to do the same thing on the inside to our dividend. We have to move it once, twice, and then bring that straight up. Because there's an empty spot right here, we're going to fill that with a 0. Once we've got our decimal placed, now we just treat it like a normal long division problem. 3 can't go into 1, but it can go into 18 6 times. Oops, that is 18. We've got nothing left over, but we have to bring down that 0. 3 can go into 0 0 times. And our answer here is 60. So the big rule to remember when we're dividing is that our outside number, this divisor, needs to be a whole number. Our last problem is more of a word problem. It says find the area of the goal. And so the goal is a rectangular shape. So this is a rectangle. Now, area of rectangle is something we learned in elementary school, but just as a reminder, the area for a rectangle is length times width. So we've got our length here, 3 and 66 hundredths. Our width is 2 and 14 hundredths. If you actually flipped around length and width there, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So what we end up having to do is take our length and we are going to multiply that by our width. So it's a multiplication problem. So we're going to do 3 and 66 hundredths multiplied by 2 and 14 hundredths. So go ahead and multiply that out. Pause the video till you get that done, and then go ahead and hit start once you finish the problem to check your work with mine. Okay, so each line of my work is a different color. So I first multiplied all of my 3 numbers at the top, my 3, 6, and 6, by 4. I got my work there. Added a placeholder, then I multiplied each number by 1. Then when I moved over to my 2, I had 2 placeholders. So I did 2 times 6, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. Got my work down here. I added up all 3 of these lines of work. And now what I need to decide is where I put my decimal. So I've got 2 numbers behind decimals in my first number and then 2 behind my second. So I'm going to move my my decimal 4 times to the left and I get 7.8324. Now what we have to remember here is our label. So with area, area is always squared. I'm going to write that really quick here. Area is always squared. So we have to use our label here, which is meters, and we're going to square that. So our answer is 7.8324 meters squared. And that concludes the review video. Please feel free to rewatch any sections you need to rewatch. Make sure you look over notes from class, graded homework, and good luck studying.